Right now we have another tip that we're going to go through for the spreadsheets, and this tip is going to have to do with freezing of cells. Now we got a spreadsheet up here. All of you can see this, right? People out in Adobe, you can see this. If you can't, let me know. But on this spreadsheet, you have a title up here. And you might have hundreds or thousands of different things that you use these titles for. And when you page down, you can't see the titles anymore, right? Well, you might want to see those every time you're going farther and farther down the spreadsheet. So you might want to freeze those rows. Well, to freeze those rows, you put your cursor up here, and you're going to go into View, and then you have Freeze Panels. Now, freeze panels, I can either freeze the top row, I can freeze the first column, or I can freeze the panels depending on where I put my cursor. Now, first we'll just go with the top row. Freeze the top row. I just click on that. Now, you'll see a line right under the top row, and you'll see as I go down, if I was filling in more and more information, even if I had 100, or I could be all the way down into the 300s or even 1,000, that top row will always be there. Now, you can see that being somewhat useful to you, right? Because that way you always know where you're at the spreadsheet. Well, we can do the same thing, and we're going to unfreeze this. To unfreeze it, you just go to, again, View, and then the Freeze Panels, and you go Unfreeze Panels. Now it's taken off. Now if I go down, it's not frozen anymore. Now, you can freeze the panels and the columns. Let's say I wanted to freeze A, B, and then rows 1, 2, and 3. I put my cursor right here to C4, meaning I want to freeze everything to the left of my cursor, everything to the top of my cursor. I go to View, Freeze Panels, and then I go right here, the very top one. I'm not freezing just the top row. I'm not freezing just the first column. I'm freezing wherever my cursor is. And you see they show you a little picture of that right here, meaning anything to the top of my cursor, anything to the left of my cursor will be frozen. So I click on this, and now you'll see lines that pop in, which means everything is frozen to the top of that cursor. And if I go up here and I go right, everything's frozen in A and B. You can always see those. Now that can help you depending on what type of spreadsheet you're setting up, where you'll always want to see the first couple columns. You might have names in there or something like that. And then also you might want to freeze the top rows. Again, to take this off, I go into View, Freeze Panels, and go Unfreeze Panels. Now it's taken off. Now, just freezing the left column, I can do that. Again, going into View, Freeze Panels, and now freeze first column, which is just going to freeze column A. Again, the line pops in there to show me where I'm freezing that column. And if I go now to my right, that column is always frozen. I always can see it. And again, Phyllis Wilson sent this in as a tip, and I thought it was a very useful tip. I have used this tip a number of times when I was out in the industry. And so this is perfect for what type of tips I would like submitted. And we will just keep adding and adding to these particular tips. So if you get one, let's say you lost some points, get me those tips and we'll add those in. Again, I'll say your name so you'll be remembered for all of posterity.